What's up, nail friends, and welcome to the video. In today's video, I am doing Grinch nails. I'm so excited to do this set. This client always gets a Grinch inspired nail set for Christmas. Last year I did this set on her, and this year I wanted to do the middle finger and a Grinch face. So she kind of like, she's pretty chill. She lets me do whatever I really want. So I did show her an idea. She just cut the gold out. She didn't want no gold. So we did silver, white, red, green, and snowflakes, and then the hand-painted design. So I can't wait to show you guys and share with you guys how I did this. I hope you guys enjoy, and let's get started. Okay, so my client is back. This was her last set, the white and silver fade here. I don't think I filmed this for YouTube or anything. I'm filing this down to the clear base. So this prep part is just gonna be kind of fast because I do add it all in my all of my videos. Also, this isn't real time. This is sped up 50%, I think. So it is sped up. No, normally I do my videos in real time, but since I have a hand painting section of this video that is gonna make this video extra long, I had to speed up the video ever so slightly for you guys, just so it wasn't gonna be way too long. So after filing down a bit, I'm just prepping the cuticle area, pushing the skin back and scraping. I'm just go back and forth between all the nails with my carbide bit to make sure that I don't burn my client. So I just file down as thin as I can, do my prep work, and now we're just skipping ahead a little bit here because, like I said, I didn't want to waste too much time with application or prep, just because I'm sure a lot of people are here for the Grinch part. So I am applying a nice smooth white acrylic. So this one is shimmery white. It's called White Satin from Glitterbells. I use this one a lot. It's just a white with shimmer in it. So you can do it really thin, which is what I wanted to do because I knew I was going to be adding stuff inside. So, and I knew it would cover up the color she had before, which was a little bit of silver left behind. So on her ring finger and her pointer finger, I'm going to be using a really pretty color here. This is Glitterbells Pinkerbell cover shimmer. So it has like a shimmer in it. It's so pretty, and it's like a pink, cover pink. It's really beautiful. So I just like to use the cover pink underneath hand painting. So I am just building this up and trying to cover up some of that silver, even though most of this nail will be hand painting anyway, so it really don't matter. You just need a base. You could do clear, but of course I'm going to use nude because I just like the way that looks behind my hand painting. So I am using a number 10 brush from Glitterbells, and I am applying this at the cuticle area first. I faded it down, and now I'm just doing my tip. So when you're doing stiletto nails, you want to make sure you apply enough product at the very tip of the nail, like the stiletto part, because that's where it's very easy to break, especially when you keep doing fills and stuff. So the tip gets a little weaker. So I like to build up that tip, but I am going to add clear. So I am just showing you guys, I am building the pointer finger up a little bit with this color too. The thumb is also white with all the inlaid glitter, which I'll show you guys that inlaid glitter in a little bit. So just applying this, I applied too wet, and so I just had to wipe a bunch off. And now I'm going in. I'm pulling the skin back. I'm using my finger for balance. Do you guys see? I'm using, my one hand is using my finger to hold in place so that if you're ever shaky, like if you drink too much coffee or something, you might be a little shaky. It's nice to have that balance. So I'm just patting this into place in the cuticle area and then dragging this down, bending the finger down and dragging that into the bottom color. And I need a little more, so I am building that up with another bead. Just to get some of that silver color covered up. Like I said, it will be covered anyway with hand painting, but just building that color. Okay, so pinky was blurry, so I'm just going to show you this finger. I'm using Glitterbells Nice Ice. It has all these chunky glitters in it. It has stars and snowflakes. I'm using, these are just some foils I got from Flora Nail Shop when it was around. It's just a red foil, but it bleeds, so you have to barely touch it if you're going to be using it with monomer instead of gel. These are some green inlays I got from the nail team, and then I am also using silver foil, and I'm just layering all that together, adding some of those stars in. And yeah, this is just a really pretty nail with lots of lots of stuff inside, almost like a little junk nail. So after I have applied that, I am encapsulating everything. So make sure that if you use the monomer with the color and the glitter, that you have a clear separate dish for like these plain nails. So that's why I'm encapsulating, and you can see there's no glitter in this because I have a different dish for that. So like I said, make sure you build up that apex and build up that tip so that they don't break at the tip. Because after hand painting, that would be really tragic if your client left and broke your hand painting. So I'm just going to show you guys encapsulating this nail as well. And then we will finish file and get to the hand painting. Okay, so here's what both hands look like before they're filed or shaped or anything. So I'm just going in with a carbide bit. I use this carbide bit just to debulk. This doesn't take too much off or anything. Pulling the skin back there to get in close, thinning out the sidewalls, keeping my apex, and try not to break my tip. Going under the nail to clean out her natural nail from under there to make sure it's not like peeling or getting caught or anything. And then I'm going to take my file and I'm going to finish file by hand. So I'm using a metal file board. This is from Glitterballs. 100 on one side, 150 on the other, and I am just shaping and filing around the cuticle area and the sidewalls and the shape, and then I will gently go over everything. And then I will buff everything as well. So that's what I'm doing here. I am not aggressively filing this. I'm not trying to take too much product off. I am just trying to shape and get this the shape that I want. Going around that cuticle area, holding that in place while I go around. And then I am switching to a buffing block, and I'm just going to buff everything to make it nice and smooth, get rid of any deep scratches or anything underneath the nail. And this is what they look like before we go ahead and draw. So let's start with the Grinch. One of the easiest things to do for me is use a pencil and then draw shapes. So drawing a little shape. Try not to make anything look like anything, just drawing, you know, the shape of his face and then the shape of the top. And then you can use the back of your mechanical pencil to erase anything. So I'm gonna make this a little pointier, you know what I mean? So you kind of just go in and I know a lot of people love to do their gel designs in like a brown gel or a gray gel, and then they go like that. But I find that I make so many mistakes when I'm drawing that I do not trust myself to cure anything or even work a little bit. So I like to just draw it with a pencil first, a mechanical pencil specifically, because they stay the same like thickness. Yeah, anyway, so I'm just going around erasing that part, but I know that's where I want it to be. And then I'm just drawing his little hat. Doesn't actually have to be perfect. So I was kind of looking at the hat, but I was also just kind of going bloop, bloop, bloop. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just get the idea of a hat. You know, we really only care about super, super details when it comes to like the eyes and the face. So you don't have to be like crazy getting his hat detailed unless you really want to. I try my best, but yeah, there we go. And then I think I erased some of that. So I did start with a way bigger face, and then I realized I did want the hat in. So I'm just adding that in. Didn't want to make anything too like big, you know, and then up for the hat. Because I did want to add a little red into there. So if you'd miss the hat, then you only have the Grinch and he's kind of green. And yeah, so I struggled with his face. Even though I've done this a few times, I still struggled. I did a little smaller this time than I usually do. So I'm sitting here like, crap, this is small. And I am struggling. So I did struggle a bit with trying to make his face to scale. But you know, your clients who are choosing to get these hand painted designs know they're going to take a long time. So I don't try to rush this or make my client, you know, I don't rush anything. I just, because if you rushed this part, one little mess up is going to ruin the whole look. So like I said, the nose is too big there. So I'm erasing, I drew it and then I was like, that's a little too big to scale. So I erase it. And then, yeah, so I just go in and I kind of trying to figure out where the eyes go. Eyes are really hard. And he's got like some thick bushy ass eyebrows. So we got to work on that. Um, so I'm just like trying to figure out how to get his eyes and his eyebrows and his face and everything in there to scale. So I decided to work on his nose after the eyes, get the eyes in, and then maybe I can figure out nose size as well. So that's what I did. I did draw his face and erase it numerous times, probably 3 or 4 times. I just could not get the scale the size that I felt right, and I couldn't get it to look right. I've done this a few times, and some days it turns out well, and other days it's a little struggle. It's a little bit of a struggle bus, and that's okay. Sometimes you're gonna struggle. So here I am again, just being like, wow, this is really hard to figure out this tiny little space for his eyes. So those people who do those portraits and stuff, wow, those people are very talented, because even just drawing a simple little face like this was hard. So yeah, I struggled a bit, but yeah, I'm just using the eraser on the back of my pencil, and like I said, I have my outline of what I want. So as long as I kind of get like an outline, or like get just his face in place, then I can get started on the black or whatever color outline you're going to do. In my case, I end up doing a black outline. So got that nose in, happy with that, and then I'm just gonna give him a little neck. And I saw another one where he was kind of mischievous looking and had like his red little suit, so I thought I would do that too. So here I'm gonna go in and we are going to paint black. So this doesn't need to be perfect. We are just trying to get our outline, our pencil outline, in gel. So like I said, some people will do this part like by hand without the pencil, and I'm like, you guys are so talented. I need to draw it first. So I'm using a gel I actually don't like at all. This one is from Light Elegance Buttercream in black. It is super watery. It's not very good, but I ran out of my Glitter Balls Unbelievable Gel Black, and so yeah, that's all I had. So I decided to go in and try it. It's fine, like it worked, but it's just not, it's like watery, so it's not nearly as like defined and refined. Something that's more like the Unbelievable Gel is better for this. It's just smoother, easier, goes on thinner, way less watery. Yeah, so I also seen Nails by Dev has a bunch of like really cool hand painting stuff too, so maybe the black for that would be good too. I don't know. I didn't like this Light Elegance Buttercream, but it's all I had, so that's what I'm using. Like I said, we're just trying to get the outline. It doesn't have to be thick or thin or anything. It doesn't have to be perfect, basically. Just get it on there so you don't mess anything up. And then I'm curing it a lot. So I did the hat, I gave that a cure, then I did the face, like the neck and the sideburns, gave that a cure. And now I'm going in and I'm trying to draw the mouth. And you can see that I use my other hand. It's sticking way out there. I'm using my hand with my other hand for support. So I'm never shaky or anything like that. I always have support. So I gave that a cure, pulled that in close, and now I'm going to try to figure out his tiny little face. It's so hard to draw these little faces. So just going in, just using a lot less gel on my brush to try to make sure I don't over saturate anything. But yeah, I'm definitely trying to draw this in, and then I'll cure it, and then we can go in with our color. So basically I do the outline twice. So that's why it doesn't need to be perfect or thick. It's just an outline. And then we're going to go over it again. So it also could be good to draw this in like a light brown or whatever, but I chose black also because it's watery and I knew I could go over it again. So that's what I did. Okay, I'm drawing the circles for the eyes, just around. So I have my eye outline, have all my outline done. And then I will give that a full cure, and then we can work on our colors. So I used, for the rest of him, I used the Unbelievable gels. I used two greens that I mixed together to kind of like make a green that worked, because they were both a little not right. And then the white I used Cream Cake, it's called, and then the red is a gel called Fire Engine. So I'm just using my brush here. The brush I've been using for the outline and stuff is the Get Buffed Pro Mini, it's called. It's great to fill up your brush to do big stuff like this, and also you can take a bunch of product off and just use the very tip of the brush, and it's like nice and smooth, and you can get really close into where you want. So I'm just avoiding my outline basically and coloring it in, almost like, like you would color in a coloring book. So that's why I like to do my outline first, is I just color this in. If you overlap, it doesn't really matter because you're going to go over everything all over again. So we kind of just like draw it with pencil, then we go over it with black, then we color it in, then we double color it in again, and then we do the outline again. So that's what I'm going to do. During this part, I should mention, I do not flash cure anything. I am just filling in his entire face. So if you put like a dollop down like that, you can use the tip of your brush to move that around. So we place the product down and we move it all around until we fill in the entire green space, and then you cure it. So never like flash cure this. You don't really need to. I only flash cure my outline. Okay, so now that that's done, she can give that a cure. And now she came back out and I am adding the hat. So again, this is the red from Glitterball. It's called Fire Engine. It's just a discontinued red gel. So I'm using this. I like the color. I thought it would be perfect red. So I'm applying it nice and thin. And again, I'm applying 2 coats. So first, you're just going to want to apply your whole thing down. Don't cure it. Don't flash cure this because you're using the product to move it around so you can make it nice and smooth and even before curing. So I got that red down, and then I'm going to cure that. And now I'm going in. I've cleaned my brush in between these so I don't accidentally make my white here turn pink. So my brush has been cleaned, and now I'm picking up a big bead of white going through. It's actually called cream cake. It's a creamy white, but it looks like white mostly on camera. And then I'm filling in his hat and his neck. Once that was done, I saw in one of the photos that he had yellow eyes, so I'm just using a yellow gel for his eyeballs. So I'm just placing that. I do not color this in twice. I didn't want this to be too thick because as I placed that down, I had it already like kind of bulging out a bit. So that's good. Gave that a cure. Now I'm going in and I'm coloring it all back in again with that green gel, just to, because the first one you put down, it's not completely even, and yeah, so you do it twice. So I'm just filling that all in again and then trying to get that smooth and even. And again, you're not flash curing. You're just filling it all in, moving your product where it needs to go, and painting your little guy. Okay, after painting all his green and have given that a cure, I'm going back in over the red, and I'm going to fill that all in and give it a cure, and then we will also do the white. Now I'm unconfidently adding his eyeballs because I'm scared, but I did it. Boom, boom, cure. And then I'm adding the white dots, cure. Okay, now we can go in and we can add our black outline. So I had just taken my brush and I am going over everything again. So now because you already had that outline, it will be easier to draw your nice even outline now. And gel tends to want to go where it is. So it seems to, because you never really overlapped that gel with your color and you just kind of filled in the lines, you can kind of easily draw your outline now. It's hard to explain, but just give it a try and you'll see. So now I'm just going back over my outline with the same black gel, filling it in to make it nice and like even all around, and we will give it a full cure. So that's what I do. I redraw everything, the whole face and everything. And with the outline, you can flash cure just so you never mess anything up. You're not doing the same kind of fill in you were doing when you filled in all the color. So anything you want to flash cure, you can go ahead and flash cure so you don't mess up. Okay, so after I'm done his entire outline, I gave that a full cure, and then we do a matte top coat. So I found this picture of the Grinch's middle finger, so I went and hand drew that just like I did with the Grinch. So I do exactly the same thing. Hand draw everything before I cure. Before we draw, and then I draw in black, and then we draw in green, red, and white, and then we cure everything, and then we do our outline again. So that's what I'm gonna do here. So after I hand drew that, that's what that looks like. Thought it turned out pretty cute. So again, I'm going in with my black gel and we're just doing our little outline of the middle finger. And yeah, super easy. This design was easy. That's why I chose to do 2 hand painted designs. I like to do like a hard one and then an easy one matching on the other hand. I don't ever repeat the like hand drawn character on the like twice. I could never replicate it twice. I don't think. I'm not that good. Some people can, I'm sure. Some people are really talented at hand painting. Hand painting for me is kind of a practice thing. I have to, if I really want to get good at it, I'm gonna have to practice like every day. But yeah, so that's what I'm doing here. Just remember, you can flash cure your outline, and then once you've got your outline, you're gonna give it a full cure, and then you're gonna go in with your color. Again, I'm using my mixed green, applying that down, using my brush to spread that evenly, and you're not flash curing any of your colored gel until you have your entire block in because you use the color on your brush to move it around and make it nice and even, just so you can have a nice even color all the way around. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm going to get that filled in, and then we'll do the red and the white. After all that's been cured, now we can go in and go over top of everything again like we did with the Grinch. So I do want to mention one little tip. So after I hand drew the finger and the Grinch, what I should have done was put a matte top coat down and then cured it and then drew. It's way easier to draw over a matte top coat than it is to draw over a nail like this. It can bleed a little bit into the ever so small scratches. But you know what? With the Grinch, it's okay if that happens because he's fluffy, right? But if he's fuzzy and fluffy, so it's like totally fine if you have some like uneven edges or anything. However, if you were drawing something that you didn't want that to happen to, put a matte top coat down, just like swipe it over top of your pencil. It'll sometimes make your pencil bleed. So swipe it quick over top of your pencil marks and cure it, and then you can draw on top of that, and it's a little bit easier and goes on a lot smoother. And then after if I filled all the red and the white back in, I'm going to go back over with the black to re-outline everything and make it nice and even and pop. I'm finishing off with a full cure and then a matte top coat. So I like to matte top coat my hand painted designs. It just makes it show the dimension more. I feel like it kind of ruins the design if you do a shiny. It kind of, the light will kind of just ruin the design. I just don't like it as much. So I always do the hand painted designs matte. So that's what that looks like. Gonna give that a full cure. And then I went and added a bunch of crystals on the other finger. So on this finger, I'm using the Ugly Duckling Stick It gel. It is like it's really great. You put it down and then you can push your crystals into it. It won't move or do anything, and it only cures when you put it in the light. So you can kind of play around with your crystals a little bit. It's a little bit more forgiving than glue, so it's really fun to use. And it's also great for using like big stones like this one. See, I'm doing kind of a design with 2 big stones in it. I want them to last and stay exactly where I put them, and so yeah, that's what's kind of cool about this. So I am picking up a chunk of that gel and then just spreading it where I want it and putting my crystals into that. Same crystal design is repeated on the other hand. And so we are finished. We could top coat everything. I'm going to be using a shiny top coat for everything else, not the hand painted designs. And I'm going to go over all of that, and then we will we will cure that. So don't get top coat on your crystals or it will dull the shine. Just put it around them. So you can even use just like a small brush to get up close, like use a small art brush to get behind the crystals and close, and yeah, they should last the whole time with that stick it and the gel close to it. And after that, here's the finished result. What do you guys think? I really, really like the way the set turned out and the flow of everything. So Christmassy. They turned out so cute. I really, really personally really like them. This set took around 3 hours to complete with the hand painting and the fill. Okay, thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys like that. I know it's a longer tutorial. I tried to give you guys as much information as I possibly could. If you guys like this video, make sure you give me a thumbs up, like, subscribe, and click the bell next to it so you never miss a video. We have a lot of videos coming this month for Christmas and a collaboration with Talia coming soon. So make sure you guys are subscribed so you don't miss a video. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.